on a chilly night here in Falmouth, the Commodores' offense really heated up tonight as they earned head coach Jeff Trundy's 400th win of his coaching career here with the Commodores. With an accomplishment like that, you got to really give a tip of the cap to him, and he joins a pretty good class, including Harvey Shapiro and also Schiffner from Chatham Anglers as well. What does it mean to get that 400th win off under your belt?
Well, I think most coaches would tell you it's about the players, it's not about you, and to an extent that's true, but it's a pretty impressive accomplishment, and when you join a group of just four, it's really impressive for Jeff Trundy, who has connections to Harvey Shapiro, so it's nice for him to join that group of 400. For him, I think he's just happy to be back in first place. A good win for Falmouth tonight. The offense showed up and they got some good pitching, so a good victory for them.
And it seemed as though that pitching kind of took a back seat for the Braves in this one with their starter Daniel Bees. This is the first time that we haven't seen him go into the fifth inning. What does it mean for him as a starter to not have this successful outing? What does he need to look forward to for next time?
Well, I mean, he's still able to go 4 innings, and if you look at the stat line, it really doesn't show exactly how dominant he was at the start of this game. He was doing typical Daniel B stuff, was picking up outs via ground balls and fly balls, but really he started to fall apart in the 3rd and 4th innings with the leadoff walk, and anytime you start the leadoff walk to an offense like the Commodores, bad things typically happen. We saw that happen to Bees tonight, and really I think he'll tell you more than anyone that, look, you can't do that, you can't allow that, and it's easier said than done, but this is just such a potent offense that if you give away those free passes, you're really going to struggle. I thought he did a pretty decent job of working out of some tough situations tonight. I think he limited the damage to a point where the Braves offense was definitely still in it, and had they given him some more run support, maybe he could have gone another inning, but who knows. So I thought Bees was average tonight, but Nick Johnson, I think, is the guy that we really got to talk out about the bullpen. I mean, 5 strikeouts and 2 innings, looked fantastic. Went against a Falmouth Commodores order that was probably slowing down a little bit towards the end of the game. You know, you're up by a couple of 4 runs. You're not taking it, I don't know, that much more seriously. You slow down a little bit, your focus dissipates a little bit, but I mean, you can't take any of the credit away from Johnson. He was absolutely fantastic. His curveball was excellent, and if there was any silver lining tonight, it was Nick Johnson putting together a stellar performance out of the pen.
Well, moving on to our Players of the Game segment, Kyle, you pretty much took all the words right out of my mouth. Nick Johnson is definitely earning my Player of the Game for today because of his curve, because of his cutter. And with those pitches, it throws hitters off, and his fastball was on point today too. You saw the high fastball that was high and tight, and that's hard for hitters to hit. And especially when it's coming at you at these speeds that he's throwing, 95, 96 maybe, it's coming in and they can't get the timing right. So he gets my Player of the Game for today.
I think you have to give a lot of credit to what Nick Johnson did, but my Player of the Game is going to go to Richie Palacios. He had the only 2 RBIs of the game, and Kyle and I were talking about this on the air, but it seemed like only a matter of time until Richie put one out of one of these ballparks on the Cape, and he did it today against a really good pitcher in the reliever Durbin Feldman from TCU, so Richie's my Player of the Game.
Yeah, definitely want to give a tip of the cap to Richie. Yeah, you said it, Justin. So many times tonight we've seen, or not tonight, throughout the course of the season, we've had him have these chances where he's just ripped the ball to right field and it's just sliced or gotten out of the way. Well, tonight he found it. He found the end of the fence and it was in fair territory. Absolutely deserved that home run. It kind of stinks that it has to come at a time where it was not, meaningless, but it was meaningless. For Palacios, really, he extended his hitting streak to 5 games. That's awesome. Palacios has really been a light in the Braves offense. When it's going, he's typically going. Tip of the cap to Jeff Trundy, of course. 400 wins, a fantastic mark. He's got some ties to Harvey Shapiro. Just an all-around great baseball story. I'm going to give my Player of the Game to Nick Johnson, like Blaine. I mean, anytime you pitch 2 innings to get 5 strikeouts against this kind of offense, you're going to get my Player of the Game. Johnson was fantastic, and although his outings have been kind of sporadic, hopefully this indicates that to Harvey Shapiro, maybe we should throw him out there a little bit more. Maybe he's earned some more pitching time, so we'll see how he takes advantage of it later on.
And it seems as though that he's definitely established that setup pitcher type role because we see him later in games and then after him the closers start to come in and wrap up the job. But Nick Johnson prevents any damage from coming against this Braves defense as well. So definitely all-around great game from him. That'll do it for us here on Tomahawk Talk, and it's all smiles here in Commodore Country as Jeff Trundy gets his 400th win. We'll be at home tomorrow as we are back at Bourne Park. Game time's at 6 p.m. like always. For Kyle Kirchhoff and Justin Glancy, I'm Blaine McCormick, and we'll see you next game.